business. Problems are current or long-term challenges and issues faced by a business. This may prevent a business from executing strategy and achieving goals. In some cases, business problems also threaten the long-term survival of the firm. The following are illustrative video samples of business problems. Now, take a look at these.
There are two business environmental factors, the internal environment and the external environment. So what's the difference between these two factors? Let's start with the internal environment. This refers to the process or factors nga naara sa sulod sa organization. These factors may affect the performance of the organization either positively or negatively. However, nasa direct impact on the business and the organization. The good thing is, the internal environment is generally controllable tungod kay within naman siya sa organization. So the company has control on these factors. There are several types of factors for internal environment, but here we will list down 7. These are plans and policies, human resources, corporate image, financial and marketing resources, plant machinery, labor and management relationship, and promoter's vision. Let's begin with the plans and policies. The firm's strategies and policies kay need siya carefully structured, taking into account ang firm aims and resources. Why? Because ang saktong pagplano og ang policies mo ay makahelp sa company in achieving its objectives. Next is human resources. Mao ni ang mga empleyado sa company. It is said that the survival and success kay nakadepende sa kalidad sa human resources or the employees making up the workforce. Third is corporate image. Para maka-attract og investors or employers and even customers. Corporate image is everything, so a company should develop, enhance, and maintain a good corporate image. Next one is financial and marketing resources. A company should have sufficient funds para ma-meet ang working capital and fixed capital requirements. Aside from that, a company should have proper management sa iyang working capital and fixed capital. The fifth factor is plant and machinery, which can make or break the firm if they are no longer running well. So the company should check if machines are obsolete or outdated, and these should be replaced by a new one. Otherwise, it can have adverse effect on the business firm. Number 6 of the 7 factors is labor and management resources. Better labor management relationship may help in increasing the morale of the employees and can motivate them into exerting more effort in the business. Such a strong relationship within the company can enhance the development of the organization. The last factor is promoter's vision. Here, the promoters should have the foresight or vision to forecast or predict opportunities or threats in the business. This way, ang mga business opportunities atong makapture properly while ang threats atong makayag sa insaktong panahon. Ang ikaduha nga factor mao ang external environment. Mao ni ang mga forces or factor nga outside or beyond the organization, which can also affect positively or negatively sa performance sa organization. Kung ang internal environment dunay direct influence sa business, ang external environment dunay indirect influence. And kung ang internal environment within sa control sa company, ang external factors naman beyond sa control sa company. Naay duha ka types of internal environment. Kini ang microenvironment ug ang macroenvironment. Ang microenvironment is simply the elements nga naa sa palibot sa company. This can affect sa performance sa company ug sa iyang decision making. So, ang microenvironment dunay 5 factors. These are customers, suppliers, competitors, public, and marketing intermediaries. To explain further, mauna ang mga tao nga patronize sa imong baligya or services nga gi-offer. Ang suppliers mao ang mag-provide og raw materials, energy, labor, or capital. Next, ang competitors. Maoy bag-o nga nisulbo nga negosyo nga maoy threat sa atong company. The fourth one is the public. Siya mao gi-consider nga dunay real or potential nga magka-interest or maka-affect sa company's ability to achieve its goals. So unsa may difference sa customer ug sa public? Ang customers maunay mopalit sa product or services, while ang public dunay potential nga mopalit or mo-avail sa services. Ang last nga microenvironment factor mao ang marketing intermediaries. Kini nag-refer sa mga laing business nga motabang sa pag-promote, sell or distribute sa imong products and services ngadto sa imong customers. Mao ni sila ang distributors ug mga ahente. There are different types of customers. These are the ultimate customers, industrial customers, resellers, international customers, other non-profit customers. First, the ultimate customers. Mao ni ang individual or household members nga maoy mopalit sa imong product services. The second one is industrial customers. Mao ni sila ang mopalit sa products nga maoy gamiton para sa ilang negosyo. Third is ang resellers. Maoy customers nga mopalit sa imong products para ilang ibaligya. Fourth, ang international customers. Maoy customers nga taga-laing country nga mopalit sa products for personal or commercial use. Lastly, ang other non-profit customers maoy customers nga mopalit sa products for personal consumption. The other type of external environment is macro environment. Ang macro environment mao ang general or remote environment. It is something that can't be controlled by the company, but it can greatly influence a company's decision making. It can also affect its performance and strategies. There are 7 types of macro environment factors. These are economic factors and demographic forces. Ang economic environment can have an effect on 2 essential aspects. These are the company's level of production and the decision-making of the customers. On the other hand, demographic forces nag-refer sa age, education level, cultural characteristic, country and region, lifestyle, and so on. And the third one is technological factors. This refers to the application of tools, method, and techniques para ma-improve ang production and processes. The fourth factor is cultural environment. This includes knowledge, beliefs, morals, laws, customs, traditions, etc. Another macro environment factor is the natural environment. This refers to the environment where the business is located. This includes those that can be renewed such as forest and agricultural products, and those that can't be renewed such as coal, minerals, and oil. Another factor is the political environment. The market develops according to the political climate in various areas. Therefore, a company should be activate with such forces worldwide to make the right decisions. Last but not the least is the legal environment. This refers to the rules, laws, and regulation which any business has to operate and follow.
One thing that is absolutely essential to a successful organization is a business analysis. Business analysis is the discipline of recognizing business needs and finding solutions to a various business problem. In simpler words, it is a set of tasks and techniques which work as a connection between task holders. These helps them understand organization structures, policies, and operations. They can also recommend solutions to help the business reach its goals. The business analysis has 2 factors, which is SWOT and PERSTLE. Pistol analysis. This stands for the analysis of the internal factors which are beneficial when conducting research before beginning a new project or to help conduct markets research. It is also a mnemonic, which is it expanded from denotes P for political, E for economics, S for social, T for technological, L for legal, and E for environmental. It gives a bird's eye view of the whole environment from many different angles that one wants to check and keep a track of while plating a certain ideas or plan. Which means kani kuno siyang visual analysis kay nagahatag kuno ni siya bird eye view sa whole environment from many different angle. Now, let's tackle about SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. And so, a SWOT analysis is a technique for assessing these four aspects of your business. This is the framework used to evaluate a company competitive position and to develop strategic planning. SWOT analysis assesses internal and external factors as well as current and future potential. Which means nag-evaluate ni siya sa position about company. So meaning usa po ni siya sa mga mo develop sa strategic planning.
Hello everyone, I am Marlalay G. Bate and I am here to discuss about the environmental scanning, the business organization, and the ethical environment of the firm. So what is environmental scanning? Environmental scanning is the collection and utilization of information in an organization's industry and using it to gain knowledge in shaping the organization's future objectives. It requires the people inside the organization to be observant about things that can affect the success of the company. Environmental scanning is very important in coming up business ideas. There are three modes of environmental scanning, and the first one is the ad hoc mode, which is to help determine if a problem is either internal or external. It is usually very rare and is only used during crisis situations. The second mode is the regular scanning, which is only done at least once a year or at regular occasions. The last mode is the continuous scanning, and it refers to collecting data on a wide range of environmental factors continuously. Business organizations have been very diverse through the years. Many local companies have expanded their branches throughout the country and even outside the country, while foreign companies have been thriving in our local markets. But how were they able to achieve this? Simple as adapting to change and grabbing the opportunities that comes their way, so they will be able to flourish in any kind of environment. What are the three forms of business organizations? The first form of business organization is sole proprietorship. It means that one person is only handling the company. They own the entire business, including the assets and the profits. Many sole proprietors do business under their own names because creating a trade name or separate business is not necessary. Sole proprietorship has its own advantage and disadvantages. The advantage is that this is the most manageable and least expensive form of ownership due to lack of government involvement, and it makes them very popular with small businesses. While the disadvantage is that they have unlimited liability since they assume all the debts of the business. Liability means the obligations which arise in the course of the business. Since the government is not involved, it means that they do not have protection as they are not registered. The second form of business organization is partnership. Partnership is an organization where two or more members own the business. The members both agree and decide how the profits and the losses will be shared. A partnership can be either a general partnership or limited partnership. The difference between these two is that general partnership have unlimited liability for the debts and obligations for the partnership. The individuals are personally responsible for the debts that the partnership takes on, while limited partnership limits the partner's liability. For example, if one partner is sued, the assets of other partners are not at risk. The advantage of partnership is having more partners allows the contributed money, funds, skills, and resources to be diverse. Meanwhile, the disadvantage is that the partners is greatly affected for all the obligations and effects stemming from the decisions of the other partners. The third form of business organization is the corporation. A corporation is treated like an individual person with benefits from certain rights, obligations, and responsibilities. It can enter into contracts, secure loans, sue and be sued, hire employees, and pay taxes. A private corporation can be established by a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 15 owners who are called the shareholders. Incorporation is what you call a process that is legally established and recognized by the government. Each shareholder owns a part of the company and has authority over its direction. The shareholders elect a board of directors who oversee the major policies and decisions of the corporation. Now, there are two types of corporation. The first type is stock corporation, which has capital stock divided into shares and dividends. The other one is non-stock corporation, which does not issue shares of stock. It is usually established for public interests like foundation for charitable, educational, social, cultural, and etc. One of the advantages of corporation is limited liability to its shareholders. They can only be held accountable for their individual investments. The corporation can deduct the benefits it provides to its employees and consider them as expenses. It also has general stability since the withdrawal of one shareholder does not result in its dissolution. The disadvantage is the processing will be more complicated than the two other forms. A corporation is closely monitored by the government and other local agencies. Thus, more paperwork is required to comply with permits and other legal requirements. The next topic is the ethical environment of the firm. But first, let us define what is ethics. Ethics is the principle that guides people's behavior and judgment. Ethical standards are created so the managers can uphold certain values by making meaningful and right decisions in the business. Ethical issues are concerned on an individual to decide what is right and wrong. It is important for a manager to be guided by business ethics, which are moral principles and standards that guide business people and their transactions. In general, business ethics sets the moral standards for any kind of business functions. These 5 guiding principles may be very essential in deciding on ethical issues. Universalism says that all people should have honesty, respect, and cooperation. It requires every person to enact these values in the same way under all circumstances and at all times. Egoism is a principle that focuses on the perspective that people act for self-advancement no matter how good their intentions are. It is alright for a person to cooperate with others as long as it is his or her own interests. Utilitarianism means that the ultimate concern of the managers is to make decisions for the benefit of others. Relativism states that ethical behavior is based on a person's own opinions and views. It acknowledges that there are different standards for each culture. Lastly, virtue ethics states that morality depends on the maturity of a person. Corporate integrity refers to the sense of wholeness created by the members among the corporation. It has 5 dimensions: the cultural, interpersonal, organizational, social, and lastly, natural. Cultural has the most impact on the internal relationships of the company. Culture is what unites the employees and helps the members to relate with each other. Interpersonal focuses on the relationships that impact the organization. Important relationships include family relations, civic life, and work relations. Organizational considers the main purposes of the business. Social views the organization as actively engaging with the society. The business must see not only as a business leader, but also as a significant social element in the community. Natural views the relationship of the organization with the nature. So these 5 dimensions are interrelated and interdependent. Corporate social responsibility is a business practice that is considered vital to current international standards of business operations. A firm should aim to pursue long-term goals which will benefit the society and business operations. Social obligations refers to complying with legal and ethical standards to uphold social welfare. Social responsiveness goes beyond prescribed standards and implements actions that aim to make an impact. It also means that the firm adapts to social conditions and engages in activities that will respond to pressing social needs. Economic responsibility means that a company should produce goods and services with reasonable prices. The goods and services should also satisfy the needs of its customers and other members of the society, even as they ensure sustainability and growth. Legal responsibility means that the organization should comply with local and international laws that apply with the business operations. Ethical responsibilities include establishing norms, standards, mores, and practices that reflect the fairness of everyone in the organization. And that's all for today, everyone. We are the Group 2 and thank you for listening to us.